Hey, my friends, come on in. How the heck are you? Happy Thursday night to you. I hope you're having a great first and second quarter to the year. I'm just going to wait just a couple seconds so more of our friends can join us. I have a really powerful set of information to deliver to you. This is going to be amazing. So, as we're waiting for people to get in here, I want you to notice my really cheesy picture where it says good things are going to happen. The reason it says that is because I believe that. That is true. That is going to happen. The title of our presentation tonight is How to Radically Grow Your Sales and Profit This Year for Less than $1,000 Without Wasting Time and Money, using only proven step-by-step tactics that actually work. I'm going to prove this to you. Your mind is going to be exploding. It's going to be amazing. If you want to just say where you're from in the chat, just let me know that you can hear me okay. And we're going to dive right in here just in about 10 or 15 seconds. I am in northern Michigan, if you guys don't follow me or haven't heard of me. And if you can, maybe close out Facebook, mute your phone. We're going to get into some heavy stuff. You're going to want to take notes or maybe screenshot different slides as I go through some of the teaching. I'm going to show you the differences between the top 3% of home service companies and basically everybody else. And it's not because they're genius rocket scientists, but there's differences in how they do things. I'm going to walk you through the most important ones right now. Let's get going. All right. Why is this training different? Everything that I'm going to go through here with you tonight, is not theory or conjecture. It's proven things that not only I have found out in my own life, but through the dozens of super high achievers that I know, that I'm friends with in a variety of industries. Everything we're going to go through, it's truth. It's like math. It always works if you apply it correctly, which is really good because my job here, even though I'm a high energy, motivational kind of guy, that's not what this is for. This is for me to deliver you super high level information. And if you've struggled in the past, either growing your business or trying to learn something, or you feel overwhelmed, you're really busy, it's almost certainly not your fault. You see, the thing is there's two different groups of people and they're working off of two different sets of information. So you probably did not have the correct information, and hopefully I can remedy that for you tonight. So I want you to think about this. The top 3% of small businesses, they do things differently, right? They must be playing by a different set of rules, right? And the bottom line is the truth of it is that they actually have access to information that others don't have access to. It's not like there's a conspiracy to hide it from you. It's just that there's so much noise out there. There's so much advice on the internet that you hear people giving you on what to do next, what system to build, how do you grow your business, and almost all of the advice is incorrect. It's not the real foundational things that you need. In the top elite percentage of business owners are basically playing by a different set of rules because of how they operate their business model. And I'm going to get into that. So before I do, though, I'm going to be telling you about all these people that make all this money. But it takes a lot of work, hunger, desire, and execution on your part, right? This isn't some cheesy MLM thing. I'm just going to teach you how to grow your home service company. But if you don't want to grow, if you don't want it in your gut, if you don't have that fire in your belly, you're not going to succeed anyway. It doesn't matter how good the information is if you're not going to implement it, right? Results vary from person to person because every person has a different level of ability, right? But these tactics that we're going to go through have personally generated me millions of dollars in sales because I work really hard and I do take massive imperfect action on all of this stuff. I'm always implementing. So I just want to get that out there. And my goal is, irregardless if you have a new business or if you have an established small business or if you have a huge business, okay, it doesn't matter. If you stay into the end, I promise you're going to get some massive value. And I also have a gift and a bonus if you stay into the end. So before I get into the teaching content, I did this private 3-part video series with my friend Michael Dalkey. And I went to Tennessee just to interview him. He runs a multi-million-dollar company that operates in many states. I can't remember 4 or 5 or 6 different states. He's a really humble but very smart guy. And I sit down and I interview him about culture and employees and finance and just the structure of his companies and how he grew it so quickly through acquisitions and all kinds of really interesting stuff. Other people have paid a lot of money to watch these sessions. I'm just going to give you access to it for free, just because I value your time and I think it's a nice thing to do. The other thing you're going to get is access to the Epic webinar series. And this was it's actually about 4 hours worth of content, but it was a 3-part webinar series I did with my friend Chris Lamborghini's. He had one of the largest residential window cleaning companies in the United States, and he sold it a few years ago. But between his home service company and mine, we did about $500,000 a month in sales. Not every single month because we had some seasonality and stuff, but we had some things figured out. And in this 3-part epic webinar series, we break down exactly how we automated our businesses, how we scaled and grew them, and how we built them to be sellable, because actually both of us sold companies. And then the last part of this bonus is the top 50 most downloaded podcasts from my show, the Quick Talk Podcast. They're all going to be nice and neat and curated, packaged into this little website. You're going to get access to at the end as a free gift. That's pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool. Our podcast has just grown and grown and grown. You can see on here, we're coming up on 500,000 downloads probably in the next month and a half, which is so awesome. So here's me today. Like I said, I have a podcast. I do a podcast almost every single day, adding massive value to people like you who are fighting the good fight. I do public speaking, industry events, and trainings. This is a picture of me at a house at a live event we did last year. With some other small business owners. It was amazing. And I'm also the founder of a software company. It's like a marketing app called Send Jim. I'll explain a little bit about what that does later after we get into some stuff. But the way that I started out was completely different than kind of like the way things are right now. So this is me. Okay, I had a 1993 Chevy Cavalier with a 28-foot ladder strapped to the roof of the car. And I tell that to people, it's like they don't believe me. Well, I was so thankful when we found this old picture, because this is literally me in my car. Like, my mom always said, Josh, don't despise small beginnings. And I had the smallest of beginnings ever. I would hide my car when I would go do estimates for window cleaning and house washing and stuff. I would hide it so they wouldn't see it. It was crazy, right? But, you fast forward from me in this car about 8 or 9 years later, and we were doing over $150,000 a month in revenue. The business was totally automated, and I personally worked like 0 to 5 hours a week doing various things, meeting with my team leaders, things like that. The month I sold it, we did $186,000 in residential cleaning, and I moved to Costa Rica. And the reason I had success has nothing to do with me being a genius Harvard grad, didn't go to college. Well, actually, I stopped by community college for about 5 minutes. It's because I replicated the right things in the right order to get that result. And because I was able to sell my company, we moved to Costa Rica. This was my backyard. Here's a picture of me with my kids. And I got to work on the beach and all that stuff. We ended up moving back to Michigan, and we bought this really cool castle farmhouse thing. We call it a facile. And we love it. And our life is not perfect at all. I just want to give you a nutshell version of my life. We started with this little car, had success in business, sold it, have done a whole bunch of things. But the specific thing that made all this happen for me was systems. And you've probably heard that word, or maybe you hate that word, but that is the path, is systems, right? Because the truth is, it's really not about money. It's about what the money can provide you and your family. Or if you have kids, I have 5 kids. So it's not about the money, it's about freedom. This is a picture of my beautiful wife. We got married at 20 years old. She's my high school sweetheart. And we lived in a trailer park when I had that little car with the ladder on the roof. Like, it's not about money, it was about freedom. It was about growing. It was about accomplishment, right? If you can relate to that, like, let me know in the chat. Like, I'm super passionate about that. But the first thing I want you to get into your brain that's going to help you is that systems equal freedom. Period. Truth. It's like math. Systems equal freedom. Write that down. Put it on your screensaver on your cell phone. Put it on your desk, right? And a cool analogy to look at money is like, when it comes to your business, money is like gasoline in your car, or it's like oxygen like in your lungs. And what I mean is, like, imagine someone owns a car. Like, the purpose of owning the car, you own a car, right? You don't own the car so that you can purchase gasoline or put gasoline in your car. You own the car so you can drive from point A to point B. It's about getting you to a destination. Now, you cannot drive the car without gasoline. Money is like the gasoline. It's not the reason you bought a car, but it's essential. And with oxygen, like, imagine someone that runs marathons. Maybe some of you guys are into athletics and you run marathons. The purpose of running the marathon isn't to suck in as much oxygen as possible, like, but you can't run one without it. Well, with your business, the purpose of your business isn't money, but money and cash flow and margin and profit, like the money that your business makes. It's the gasoline in your business as it's driving you to your destination, whatever that means for you and your family, right? I want to ask you a question. What is the most important system. Out of any system you can think of, type in the comments, what do you think is the most important system? I'm just going to wait a couple seconds here. This is a good question. You need to think about this. Bam! Sales and marketing. Okay, I told you the answer. Sales and marketing is the foundational cornerstone of any successful business on the planet. It has to be the foundation. It has to be where you start, because the truth is you need lots of systems in your business. You got employee stuff, you got equipment stuff, you got to do maintenance on your vehicles, you have to follow up with your customers, you do banking and accounting and HR, and you have to there's a huge page of things that need to be systemized. But what happens is people skip this one. They don't have a lever they can pull. They don't have a proactive, repeatable system for sales and marketing. And for me, when my business was messed up and I had no money and my car got repossessed, or when my wife went to the grocery store and her debit card got declined and it was really horrible, to go from there to the successful automated business that I sold, it started with a couple of aha moments. And the first one, I was on a forum. And I don't know if people are using forums more now or Facebook groups now, but I was on a forum scouring through trying to learn stuff about the cleaning, because I had a cleaning business, right? But it doesn't matter if you have a lawn care, HVAC, home service companies have the same guts, the same architecture. There's just differences in the service that we provide, right? And I saw this post from this guy who said that he had a $30,000 month. And he had a small company with a few employees. And he made this claim he was excited. And it broke my brain. It literally broke my brain. When I started my business, my goal was to make $500 a week. I was leaving my pizza job trying to clean windows. And for me, in my head, that would have been a huge accomplishment to reliably make $500 a week. And when I saw this post, I went through these different stages of belief. I coined this phrase because this describes what I went through. And I think it describes what maybe you go through when you hear these big numbers from people. Is oftentimes for me, the first stage for me is I was angry because I thought this guy was just a liar. I'm who does this guy think he is, being cocky on the internet? Okay, keyboard warrior, right? I was kind of mad. But then I realized, because people were commenting congrats, way to go, and stuff like that. I'm oh crap. So then I thought, stage 2 of the 5 stages of belief is, I guess he got lucky. He just landed some huge account. He got super lucky. This isn't normal. There's no way this is normal. There's no way, right? Well, then I realized everybody else commenting was yeah, I remember the first time I did $30,000 in a month. Oh, way to go, man. Yeah, we're doing $50,000 in a month. And okay, so then I'm okay, maybe he didn't get lucky, but it won't work in my market. So stage 3 in the 5 stages of belief is me making excuses, saying it'll work for him, but it won't work for me, right? All these self-limiting beliefs, all this mental stuff in my head. I wanted to make $500 a week. These people are doing $50,000 a month. And so I'm making excuses, right? Well, then the 4th stage is when I got super kind of depressed. I didn't actually officially get depressed, but I just felt really down, in a little pit, because I realized that I was the actual bottleneck. I realized that I didn't know stuff that other people knew. I realized that they didn't get lucky, and that it probably could work in my market if they came and did it, but I couldn't do it, right? And then the final stage is belief, okay? The day that you finally understand that what you want to achieve can absolutely happen for you, the moment that happens, you can begin. You will be set free to walk down the path to get what you want. So the problem, some people, it takes decades to get there, right? But that was my first epiphany, was that it could happen. It was real, and I could do it in my market. The second big aha moment, which happened very shortly after that, was I found a copy of the E-Myth. And the E-Myth is this book about systems, and it's this huge, legendary, very popular book. And I read it. I didn't even fully understand it, but it changed so much for me just reading this book, right? My business, if you look at this graph, it tripled the year that I read that book. And I did a horrible job of implementing systems and even knowing what to work on. I had a low level understanding at that time, and my business still tripled. From doing a crappy job of even trying to implement the ideas in the E-Myth, which is systems, my business tripled, boom, just like that. Our power had been shut off the year before. My car had got repoed. My wife's debit card was declined at the grocery store, like I said, in year 1 and in year 2, and then boom, we were off to the races, right? And it was parabolic from there. And here's an important takeaway. My effort level didn't go up in year 3 to year 2. or year 4 to year 3 or year 8 or year 9. My total amount of effort had always been high. I was always, quote unquote, working hard. It's just that the results changed. You see what I'm saying? That's powerful, right? And my third big aha moment was the concept of charging way higher prices than I had originally charged. And this is a really hard one for people to wrap their head around, because when I ask people, how are your prices? Like, are they high? Almost everybody says, yeah, they're high. Because we think that they're high, but usually we're wrong. Like, how does a Brandon Vaughn, who has a soft washing company in Portland, I'll explain who he is later, but how does he average $1,000 a sale in an industry where everybody else is averaging $300 a sale? Well, it's this idea of perceived value. And so Kevin Dabrowski had wrote this book called $600 an Hour. And I read this book and it like changed my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's not just about trying to get the deal because I need $50 to go buy groceries. It's about how do I craft a value proposition for someone? How do I present a set of package pricing with literature that's super high level? How do I answer the phone in a different way that makes the customer feel this perceived value, right? And then that justifies my much higher prices. So I started going down that road and everything changed for me. So I have a picture of a unicorn because, well, unicorns are really cool, but also like it represents value because the price you charge, you get to invent what that is. You can just decide. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. This is how 95% of people, not only just on this training, but like in general, run their company, okay? And I apologize for my super low level graphing skills here, but I want you to get the concept. So what you have is you have the green line, which is how many dollars come into your pocket total for your business. And then the red line is after you pay your insurance and your taxes and your gas and your labor and all the stuff in your office if you have one or whatever, wear and tear, all that stuff. And then the little white piece in there that the arrow is pointing to is called margin. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you are with me here. This is like pretty basic stuff. But this is the problem, is that most of your guys' companies have way less margin than it should. Or maybe you think it's higher than it is, but I'll talk more about that later. So what I did when I understood the concept of systems, and then I understood Kevin's world of how to craft more perceived value to get 2 or 3 times higher prices than my competitors, but still win every time, like, it changed everything. And it's not because I made more money, it's because I made more margin, okay? So my little margin gap was big, really big, right? And that gave me a lot of options. It changes the game. And this is one of the secrets of how the big boys operate, okay? Here's your first secret gold nugget. The top 3% of businesses are proactive. And I'm going to explain what that means in a minute. Everybody else is primarily reactive, okay? Let's unpack that a little bit, okay? What group would you rather be a part of? The proactive top 3% or everybody else? Well, obviously we want success. We want our business to work. We want the dream of whether it's, having an automated business or selling a business or just whatever, like showing your kids that you can build something special. We want that, but the key to doing it is being proactive, okay? And the high achievers in business, they play a different game. And what they are is they're investors, okay? And I'm going to tie this all in a bow in case you're confused here. But here's the deal. If you don't have a lot of extra margin in your bank account after you sell your stuff and do the work that you do, you can't be an investor. If you even get a little bit of extra money, it's just enough for you to go buy a jet ski and do that family vacation, and you think that, that the world's against you, or you think that you're crushing it. But I'm telling you, if we can triple or quadruple or 5 or 10x your margin, you have the opportunity to become more proactive and to become an investor, okay? And if you don't figure this out, you will be stuck. So here's what I mean by proactive, okay? Number one, successful large automated companies, the top 3%, they're proactive, which means they're intentional and focused and forward moving when it comes to building systems. And they start with the sales and marketing system, proactive sales and marketing. And then they get a whole bunch of margin because they charge higher prices and justify it with perceived value. They take that margin and they plow it back into the top of the system, and they keep doing that. That's what that little like recycle thing is. It's like margin falls out the bottom, you scoop it up, you plow it back into the top, and you can scale your company, and it can get really big really fast. Okay, so what's the difference between proactive and reactive? So let's say that your primary way for growing your business is hoping that you get a referral, okay? Or let's say that it's hoping that someone sees your truck or something when you're driving around. Or you're waiting for someone to see you on Google, do a Google search and find you. All of those things they're awesome. Like, I love all of that stuff. The problem is, though, is that you don't have control over how many people are going to actually see your business, and come in as a customer. You might get like 18 calls a month from Google, but how do we make it so you get 180 calls a month? Well, you can't, because you don't have control over that lever. It's still valuable, but it's just a reactive form of marketing, where the large automated businesses, they have what I call a lever. They create levers. So write this down, like draw a sketch of like a lever, because this is huge. They can pull a lever and money falls out as often as they want. They want another customer, they yank on the lever, money falls out. That's how it works. That's proactive. So, and then the other thing with reactive versus proactive is when it comes to systems. Most small companies, it's not that they're bad. It's not at all. They're not. You guys are some of the hardest working people in the world. It has nothing to do with how hard you work. It's that you're reactive in the way that you deal with systems. You don't get out ahead of your business. You don't think forward thinking with what system do I need next? Like, how do I even build a system? How do I document it? How do I implement it to my team? That stuff is very confusing. And if you don't figure it out, you're going to get stuck. So let's keep moving on here. So what I want you to understand is that a sales and marketing system, and I'm talking about a proactive sales and marketing system, the lever, that is the foundational cornerstone to you building the business of your dreams. And what it gets you is it gets you better equipment, better employees, and better customers. Well, how would it do that, Josh? Because all that massive amounts of margin you have, because you now understand how to produce new customers on demand at super high prices, and you have all this extra money, you can upgrade your equipment. You can pay your staff living wages. You can offer benefits. They can take paid vacations. You can be a real company now. Your customers are going to be a different type of customer, not the ones that are asking you to knock $50 off the price, or if I pay you cash, will you do it for less, right? Like, those are the wrong kinds of customers, but they're attracted to the little guys fighting the good fight, who very possibly are actually better at mowing the lawn or cleaning the carpet or whatever. Like, maybe they're actually better at that, but they're doing it for peanuts, and they're crippling their ability to achieve their dreams with their small business. Well, the larger company doesn't operate like that, so they attract value-based customers. They want the nice, warm, fuzzy package of the brand, right? You also get greater peace of mind and financial certainty. I have 11,000 people on my email list. I email them about once a year and do a survey. And I ask them, what are your biggest pain points in your business? The number one answer is always employee issues, which is understandable, but that's for a different training. I can help with that too. But the number two issue is financial uncertainty. It's the gut-wrenching ups and downs, peaks and valleys that come with the territory when you have your own small company, right? I mean, if you can relate to that, like, just comment in the chat. Like, you're not alone. Like, financial uncertainty is horrible and it's real. The other thing it gets you is more time freedom, because you can hire a bigger team, and the ability to build real wealth by becoming an investor and more, right? So what is required for you to have truckloads of leads, because you're pulling that lever and leads are coming out, higher prices and more loyal customers? Here's the answer: a sales system, okay? Remember, we need systems, lots of different systems, but before you worry about any of the systems, the only system that matters first in your business is a proactive sales and marketing system. Okay, I think I beat that into your head. Let me give you a little bit more backstory, right? I've done lots of things right, and I've done even more things wrong, like a lot of things. In my first few years, here's my system, okay? When I was driving around in my car with the ladder on it, I had a hope and pray system. And I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. I love hope. I love prayer. It's not a great business model. Like, you got to actually do some other stuff too, right? I would either have too much work or I would have no work. I would have to compete on price only because I was desperate. I was broke the entire off season. You know, in Michigan, we had like 2.5, 3 months of like just nothing happening, right? And I would be dying. I'd never have the cash for new equipment. I was always scrounged by, and I would do my marketing backwards, meaning I'd get really busy with work and I wouldn't do any sales or marketing because I had no time. And then no one would call me and I'd have no work. So then I would go spend the money I just made trying and grasping at straws and getting new customers. but it was the wrong time during the season. I didn't understand the seasonality. I didn't understand the buying curve, right? And I felt like my success was up to luck. I really did. I would get up and be like, man, I sure hope I get those 5 new customers this week. And I felt like I had no control. And I did buffet style marketing. So buffet style marketing just means I was a dabbler. Anybody a dabbler, or have you been in the past? Like, you do a little of this, a little of that. That's a recipe for disaster. But this was my system for 2.5 years. Isn't that crazy? That's insane, right? Well, there are 2 paths for you to get what you want, okay, when it comes to sales and marketing. Number 1, you could take the easy way, or you could take the hard way. I know, it's a little oversimplification, right? But it's true. It's true. I'm going to tell you why it's true. After years of struggling, I discovered the hard way by doing all that horrible stuff, by having my car repossessed, by, going lower on my price because someone told me they'd offer me less, right? But you guys are going to be able to cheat. You're going to get the easy way. You can learn from, a decade of my pain and suffering and a whole bunch of other people's pain and suffering. So we're going to get into the core content now. And if you haven't got your pen and paper yet, this is the time, okay? This is going to be epic. So here's the 3 secrets that we're going to talk about today. Secret number 1 is how to generate more sales per month than most do all year without working more hours. And here's a PS. It has nothing to do with how smart you are or how much cash you have. That is a huge false belief that many people have, that you really believe that your business isn't growing because you're not smart enough or you don't have enough cash. That is false, and I'm going to prove it to you. Secret number 2 is how do you leverage proven sales and marketing tactics in minutes without doing any of the trial and error. I know that sounds too good to be true. I totally get it. I wrote it that way on purpose so it's nice and juicy, but it is 100% true, and I'm going to prove it to you in just a few minutes. And the last secret is how, even if you're broke, you can double, or I've even seen people triple your business fast, like this season. And lack of money is not the real reason you're growing slow. This is a huge mind shift. I'm going to walk you through some stuff. So let's talk about the first one. How do you generate more sales in a month than most businesses do all year? Like, how do you do that, right? And if it has nothing to do with how smart you are, how much cash you have, what do we do, right? Let's start off with a quote by Tony Robbins. He said, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. This is true in every single area of our life. You're going to take marriage advice from someone who's been divorced 4 times? You're going to take financial advice from someone who has no money and has never had money? Are you going to take business advice from your friend in the Facebook group who has a little tiny business that's a mess? I hope not, because that doesn't make sense. The key is to stand on the shoulders of giants, right? Or to just level up and learn from other people's mistakes. The other thing is that I heard Russell Brunson say this, I thought it was awesome, is you can always tell who the pioneers are because they have arrows in their back and they're lying face down in the dirt. That's so true. I don't want, and I have been like this person laying face down in the dirt with arrows in their back. You don't have to have that. Don't waste your time trying to figure it out and forge your own path. It literally doesn't make sense. There are shortcuts. And here's the 2 types of businesses that exist, right? You got the large, profitable, and automated businesses. And then you got the small, broken, stuck ones. Now, I'm kind of lumping a variety of businesses into the small, broken, stuck. But if there's any pain, any frustration, anything that just is driving you crazy, right? If something's broken in your business, then you're in the small, broken, stuck category. If you literally love your life and are doing, 7+ figures and it's super profitable and automated, and you could go on vacation for 6 months and come back and your business would have grown, then you're in the first group, right? And so step 1 is we have to identify the differences between those 2 sets of people, right? Remember, if we're going to learn from successful people, we have to see what the differences are between the mindsets of the top 3% and everybody else. Well, the first thing is that the successful companies focus on the details and they think long term. They also pick the low-hanging fruit, okay? And let's just do this and I'll unpack them more. They sell packages, they measure literally everything, and they invest back into their business. Now, these things, you might gloss over them real quick and be like, no, don't do that. Every one of these line items is a gold vein for you if you wrap your head around it, okay? Here's how most people operate. Answer the phone. You need an estimate? Cool. Drop off estimate, go back home. Hopefully the phone rings again. Oh, you need an estimate? Okay, cool. Oh, you need a schedule? Cool. Then you do the job, you come back home. What you're not seeing is the details and the nuances about the bigger picture. you need to be asking yourself, how do you answer the phone? I'm going to get into more of that later and really bring more clarity around that. They also go after the low-hanging fruit. Like, a lot of you guys have free money in your business right now that you're just not grabbing it. You're not taking it because you can't see it clearly. Either because you haven't been taught this way before, or you're overwhelmed because you're trying to hold it all together. Like, I totally get it. They also always sell packages. If you sell anything a la carte, you will instantaneously make a whole bunch more money, like upwards of 20% more revenue, just by changing the way you present your price and grouping things into packages. Okay, there you go. There's a freebie. High five. They measure everything, they understand numbers, and they invest back into their business. Okay, so when we talk about they focus on detail and think long term, they understand that there's this thing called a lifetime value. That's what LTV means here. They understand that LTV, relationships, and the customer life cycle. Okay, they understand that a customer, if a customer is worth $400 to you, it's actually worth $4,000. Because the average value of a long-term relationship with a customer is 8 to 10 times the initial transaction amount. That's according to our own government's SBA statistics, right? And bigger businesses understand this, and so they don't shy away from spending more time, money, and energy on the process, on the relationship, on following up, on giving gifts to people, on like being super high level with that, because they know that over the long run they're going to make a fortune on every one of these relationships. And the way that they succeed with this is they focus on the how. Okay, so like right now, like what I'm teaching you, this is the what. I'm like, what you need to do is focus on the details, think long term. And you're probably asking yourself, you're like, okay, great, but how do I do that? Like, how do I do that? I'm going to get into more of that in a minute. They pick the low-hanging fruit, right? That's like identifying where the money is in your business. Like, is there a simple add-on service you could add to your business? Could you start scheduling second appointments at the end of your first appointment to increase the frequency? Like, what can you do? What can you do with your upsell system? How do you incentivize your team to be more aware of their surroundings when they're on the job site? What are you doing on the phone when you schedule the job to identify future opportunities? All that stuff's free, but again, it's all about how you incentivize your team, how you answer the phone, what script you use, and the words that you say. It's about how you do the add-on services, because that can also be a huge disaster. But if you do it right, it's amazing. They sell packages, right? But they focus on the how, the literature, the psychology behind it, the way they structure the pricing, the way that it's laid out on the page. All of that stuff matters, and 97+% of everybody misses it entirely. They do not understand, okay? They measure everything, especially their time. This is a huge mind bomb for you. Most of you are spending almost all of your working hours doing things that are worth less than $20 per hour. You are spending time in the field. You're spending time running bank deposits. You're spending time taking your tires to get rotated on your work trucks. Like, you doing those things is crushing your ability to level up, eventually become a CEO, and start seeing your business from a bird's eye view instead of the guy on the battlefield who covered in blood trying to fight the war, right? Like, you need to be a general of the army, not the infantry when it comes to your business. And to do that, like, they focus on the how, right? And then they invest in their business. And how do they invest in their business? There's a way to do it. There's a right way and a wrong way. Little businesses spend all their money on either owner distributions, meaning you take vacations, buy bass boats, buy jet skis, and like live large. Like, that's how you quote unquote invest or reward yourself. Or you invest it into equipment. Rather than understanding that sales and marketing is the foundation, that's the starting place, instead, because there's fear and uncertainty wrapped around, paying money to acquire customers, instead they just buy equipment. They say, oh, I need to make more money. Oh, I'll just buy a bigger pressure washer or something. And that is what everybody does. It doesn't work like that. They're doing it backwards and they're hurting themselves. I want to ask you something. Did you notice something? They focus on the how. That's what they do. So I'm teaching you the what the differences are, and I'm going to show you more about the how in a little bit, okay? Step number 2, if you want to model successful people, is you have to, or if you want to be successful, is you have to model them. So let me ask you a question. How do you currently answer the phone? How do you deliver your pricing? What's it like? Do you write your price on like a business card and drop it off? Like, do you do a phone quote and that's it and hope they call you back? Like, how are you doing that? How do you pitch your unique selling proposition? Like, why is your company different? Are you just a commodity? Are you like a $1 loaf of white bread on a rack with like a whole bunch of loaves of white bread? Don't be like that. How do you ask for referrals? How many times do you ask for referrals? Specifically, how do you hold your team accountable to make sure that they're actually asking for referrals? Like, You think you're doing it. Maybe you do sometimes do it, but the how for the small business is completely different than the bigger businesses. How do you follow up after the sale? Structure your packages. How do you find, pursue, and get large commercial accounts? There's like specific step-by-step bullet pointed answers to all of these questions, guys. Like you can learn without inventing it yourself how to ask for referrals in a way that will literally 10x your referrals, literally starting next week if you literally do it. It's true. How do you upsell? How do you identify future opportunities or organize your data or all this stuff, right? Let me go back. Sorry, I messed up my slides now. I just want you to see this because there's about 500 more things that I could put on this list. And you need to start looking at the how. How am I doing this? How do I separate myself from the competition, right? Because that's what the top 3% of businesses do. And is the way that you're doing it a repeatable system? Okay, so this is a good point too, and I forgot I put this slide in here. But if you can't train or duplicate whatever the how is to another human, you can't scale the system. You can't grow your business. If you're doing something so complicated that's not documented or standardized on the phone, and then you hire an office manager to take over the phone, they're going to do it totally different. It's going to mess everything up, right? So it has to be a repeatable system. And if all the stuff in your business is not like that, the reason is super simple. It's because you don't know how to do it. Like you've never been taught, you've never been told. Like maybe you're getting bad advice from unqualified people on the internet. I don't know. Like, but once you figure this out, like again, I went to community college for like 2 seconds. You don't have to be a genius. You have to follow the steps. The steps are always the same. People think that there's magic unicorn fairy dust, but there's not. There's just these steps. That's so awesome. So these little things that we talked about are all leverage points and multipliers, right? I like to ask people like, would you rather take a penny doubled every day for the next 30 days or $1 million cash today? And almost everybody says, oh, I'd take $1 million cash every day. Like right now, that's like no question. People have a hard time waiting even 30 days. Even if they would if they would realize they were going to get over $5 million from a penny doubling every day for 30 days, and you can do the math on that, it is true. Like, people are so impatient, but 30 days isn't that long to get $5 million instead of $1 million, right? That is a huge mind shift from the successful elite businesses and everybody else. So who does this stuff work for? The stuff that we've went through so far, it works for everybody. And I'll tell you why. It takes no extra time. It costs no extra money. It works for big businesses, little businesses. It doesn't matter. It's free money. And the reason it works is because it's all about the how, right? So remember, how do you generate more sales per month than most do all year without working more hours? You tweak the how. How you answer the phone, how you deliver the pricing, how much you're charging, how you do the packages, how you follow up, how you do the service, how you ask for referrals, how do you generate more reviews, what are you saying, how do you train your team, and on and on and on and on and on. And none of that stuff has anything to do with how much money you have or how smart you are. It was right under your nose the whole time. Pretty cool, right? Secret number 2, how to leverage proven sales and marketing tactics in minutes without doing any of the trial and error. This is going to be fun, right? Here's the 3 rules of marketing. This is pretty cool stuff. I also learned this the hard way, by the way. The first rule of marketing, no matter what channel you're using to get new customers, it could be online, it could be yard signs, it could be direct mail, it could be, I don't know, driveway bags. Like there's so many things, newspaper, magazine ads, like homeowners association newsletters, whatever. Number 1, it has to be hyper targeted to the perfect avatar, the perfect potential customer for you. Number 2, it has to be personalized in some way. And the third one, which is possibly the biggest and the hardest, is it has to be multi-touch. People have the attention span of a goldfish, probably even worse than a goldfish. So if you're not getting your message in front of the right people, which is hyper-targeting, and it's not personalized in a way that will capture their attention, and you're not hitting them multiple times, the results of your marketing is going to be horrible. Like it'll be 10 to 20 times worse than if you can do this. Now, I did it the hard way. So I did what I call spray and pray. So I built my business like doing flyers and door knocking and like door hangers and like passing out postcards and putting them on people's mailboxes, like just boots on the ground hustle, right? But I didn't really understand in the early days, the first couple of years, I viewed all homeowners as the same. Like they could all just hire me. You never know. Maybe they have money. Maybe they'll pay me to clean their stuff. Like, so I was just spraying and praying, right? And I had generic messaging. It'd be like, window cleaning, call now or something. It it wasn't good, and it was very sporadic because I was doing my marketing backwards. If you remember, I told you I wouldn't market almost at all or not at all during the busy time, and then when I'd slow down, then I would spend a bunch of money on stuff that didn't work. It was a disaster. Then I had an epiphany. What I started doing was focusing exclusively on the neighbors of my current clients. So when someone gave me money to do stuff for them, I thought, their neighbors are like basically the same type of person probably. They have 2.3 kids and they have a pool and they have, an income of 100,000 plus and they have the same kind of home value. What would happen if I, instead of spray and praying and spending all weekend doing thousands of flyers just everywhere, what if I just, throughout the season, marketed to the neighbors of my current clients? That was my hypothesis, and it worked, okay? Because they have the same needs, they're social proof because your truck's already in the neighborhood, similar income, and then when they do hire you, and they will, you get a higher route density, you get a higher close ratio when you're selling because they've already seen you, and you create momentum, and you build what I call pockets and clusters inside of these markets. And it takes a minute to get it going, but pretty soon you're a complete nightmare to compete with, and your competition won't even know it hit them, right? And then I had epiphany number 2. So I'm doing my neighbor marketing. I'm doing 5 rounds, or you've heard it called 5 rounds, 9 rounds. I'm doing that, but then I wanted to take it up a notch. And so what I did is I added a picture of these people's homes to the little postcards that I was sending out. And our response rates instantaneously went up 5 times, right? So for every 100 of these that I would send out, I would get 5 to 7 jobs, when before I was getting about 1 job, right? Pretty stark difference. And the only thing that changed was I personalized it. So I sent them a card with a picture of their own house on the card. And sometimes people got mad and they're like, don't do that. But overall, we were making bank doing this. The problem was that I couldn't really scale it very good. It was too difficult for me to, first of all, hit them multiple times in a row, right? So the multi-touch, the goldfish thing, because I'd have to go back to that little area and do those 5 houses. And getting a picture of a house on a postcard was like a total nightmare. And it took hours and hours just to do small batches of them. But I knew that I was onto something, right? So it's too time consuming to add the house picture. Okay. But hyper-targeting, personalization, multi-touch are a literal mind bomb for your business. So I want to show you something here. This training isn't like a pitch for SendGym. A lot of you guys are already customers of SendGym, but I have to throw it in there because you can actually do all this manually and it will work. 100% it will work. But watch this short clip that briefly explains what SendGym does, and you'll just see how kind of we automated that. And this is why I built the software. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and that's what we tried to do with the software. Let's take a look. All right, everybody, so I'm going to do a quick demo of SendGym so your brain will explode when you see exactly what it does. Now, number 1, the first thing it does that's insane, because we just talked about the 3 keys for any kind of marketing. It has to be hyper-targeted, it has to be personalized, it has to be multi-touch. Well, our system here, it solves all of those problems. For example, if you look at this customer here, just a fake customer here, Ron White, I got a picture of this person's home because you can quickly capture that, by the way, if you want it, with our mobile app. And I want to send a series of direct mail, not to him, but to his neighbors. Watch how easy this is. So I have his picture there. I select his address. I click send. I choose neighbor mailing right here. I choose how many neighbors I want to mail to. I'll just say 10. And that's it, guys. Now I just pick my template and I send it to him. So because it's a neighbor mailing, I have these different categories. I have one called 5 rounds. That's kind of what you call neighbor mailings. So I could send them 1 card, or I could send them a whole sequence. Now if I choose the one here that says sequence right there, it's going to send them 3 cards in a row spread a week apart, and you control all of that, right? But check this out. This is insane. So this card says, did you hear your neighbors just hired us and loved it, right? Well, what if we put a picture of our actual client's house on the card? So then the neighbors got a postcard with a picture of their neighbor's house on it. Do you think that would personalize things and draw attention? The answer is yes, in case you're wondering. So what I can do, if I don't want to use his house picture because I don't have permission or something, that's fine. You can just select you don't want to do that. Or I could upload a different picture, like maybe the street sign or the entryway to the subdivision. Or I can use the guy's house picture that I have, because let's say I asked him. And what's cool is that house picture is going to print right here. Can you see my mouse? Right here. It's going to overlay on top of this generic picture. Bam! And it'll be on there. So When I click continue, if I click send right here, it literally in that fast does a 3-card personalized hyper targeted sequence, touches them, boom, boom, boom. Super insane, right? How cool is that? But that's just the beginning, because we also have the radius bomb feature, which most people completely lose their minds over, to be honest, because it's unbelievable. It's like life-changing, right? And I want to show you something really cool you can do with this. So I don't know, I'm just going to pick a subdivision here. We have, let's do this one. Okay, so this was actually a really popular sub where we had a lot of work when I had my cleaning business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little Google guy, and the first thing I'm going to do is take a picture of the entryway of this subdivision so I can put it on the card. Check this out. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and screenshot kind of a square picture like this, because these people are going to recognize this, because this is what they drive into every single day, right? So I'll say test card pick. Okay, cool. Let me save that. And then I'm going to get out of zoom in Google guy and go back up here. Okay, so I got that picture right in here. Now I'm going to use a polygon tool on our map to just target the residents of this neighborhood. Check this out. This is insane. Now, there's 88 houses in here that are deliverable that I can mail to. So when I go to send them a card, right, I can pick my template. I don't know, let's just say this window cleaning card right here. I can pick this, and then I can upload that custom image, right, which I just took, which is super cool, right? Now, drum roll, bam! Look at that. Look at that. That's going to print on this front of this postcard. Are you kidding me? That's why the return on investment on these cards is through the roof. If you're smart, you use a little bit of strategy. It takes moments to do it. And you can do these things manually. It just takes like forever. The opportunity cost is large because it just takes a long time to do it. The other thing I wanted to show you briefly, or really two more things, is the fact that we don't just send postcards. We send all kinds of different things. You can send emails, you can send letters, you can send greeting cards like around Christmas or Easter or for birthdays. You can send physical gifts. We have a whole bunch of different gift categories in here. We have gift cards, Starbucks, Subway, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then some fancier ones. We have like Home Depot for people that just moved into their house, or realtors use those, Olive Garden, just a variety, Best Buy. And then we have like cookies and brownies. Brownies are really popular. And then there's caramels and chocolate almonds and gummy bears and popcorn and high-end chocolates and truffles and all that, right? You can send any of that stuff. You can also do this thing called a voicemail bomb. A voicemail bomb is insane. It's like free money when you send it to your current customers, right? So let's say it's spring and you want to send a voicemail to all of your current customers really quickly without actually calling them one at a time, because that would like take a really long time and be kind of annoying, right? So all you do is you put in the phone number you want the return number to be, and what it's going to do, I'm going to record a quick voice message, and then when I send it to my customers, all the ones where I have their cell phone, it will send a voicemail right into their voicemail box, but their phone like really doesn't ring, but they'll see like they had a missed call, and then when they check their voicemail, it's from you. So check this out. I'm going to show you how this works, right? So I'm just going to record here. Hey, sorry I missed you. This is Josh over at ABC Service Company. Spring's coming up, and we just had you on our list to give you a call. It's not a rush. I know you're busy. We just love to get you booked. We also have 11% off coupons right now for all of our past customers. We're so grateful that you are one of our past customers. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at the office at 555-1212. Again, sorry I missed you. I'll tell you, I'll just follow up later this week if I don't hear back from you. You can also send us an email, josh at abcservicecompany.com. Talk to you later. Bam! Look at that. That's insane, right? So the way I recorded that, it didn't sound like a robo call or something. Like it's me being authentic and stuff, right? So now that I have that saved, I can call this, spring voicemail, and I can save it. And now you'll see it right here. Listen to this. Hey, sorry I missed you. This is Josh over at ABC Service Company. Spring's coming up, and we just had bam, just like that. And then when you go back to your address screen, and you can import your entire list. We actually connect with a whole bunch of CRMs and a whole bunch more coming, where it'll automatically connect it. But if you have, some of your customers have a cell phone number in it or whatever, for example, I'll just do one for an example really quick here. Let's go. like that. Okay. And I want to send them that voicemail, or I could select like 1,000 people at one time. I just go like this. I select quick send. I choose my voicemail bomb. Hey, sorry I missed you. That's it. That's it. Bam, just like that. How insane is that? Can you see how much time that's going to save you? It really is over the top. And the last thing I want to show you guys here that is really cool and different with our software company is that we're not a boring software company. Nothing I do is boring. Nothing we do is boring. If you look at this education tab here on the left, we pay you to teach yourself how to be awesome. There's all these built-in courses inside of here. This is just like the general SendJim training, right? But then we have this thing called the 5-round masterclass, where it literally teaches you how to build a high-level sales process. How do you maximize phone calls from your marketing? How do you establish proper expectations for success? Like, there's all this stuff, right? And as you watch these little videos, what it does is it rewards you. So check this out. Like, let me see if I can do one here. Bam. Here's my man Cooper doing a training.
Hey friends, Cooper here.
Right?
I'm showing you how to
So
send
you're
out
watching
your
this training, but watch what happens at the end of the training. Watch this.
I'm so impressed that you just keep watching these videos and earning all these free credits.
So check that out, guys. So you just earn 2 postcards that you can send for free. Oh, making it rain. SendJim is unlike anything you've seen before. It is your new secret weapon. It's like having a set of cheat codes to market your small home service company. Not even kidding. It is like having a set of cheat codes. Who here thinks SendJim is awesome? Even if you don't use it. Like, the purpose of me showing you that was to demonstrate part of my secret that I was teaching you, which is that hyper-targeting, personalization, and multi-touch is the path. Yes, SendJim automates that, but you can do the same thing manually. You can. It just takes more work to do it that way, but it works. Like, isn't that logical? Doesn't that make? Are you guys getting this? Right? By now, hopefully some of this is setting in, right? Because there is one undeniable fact, based on everything we went through so far, to having a successful business, I'm talking one of those top 3%er businesses, is that you must build systems. And the most important system is sales and marketing. It has to start there. That is the foundational cornerstone. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's because I'm trying to help you, man. Let's talk about secret number 3. How, even if you're broke, you can grow your business fast. Because lack of money is not the real reason you're growing so slow. Now, this one bothers people the most because they are absolutely certain that the reason they can't grow is because of lack of money. And because they believe that, all of their behavior is affected because of that belief. You literally believe it in your heart. It's not true. I'm going to show you. Josh, I don't have the money to grow my business, right? It's circular reasoning. It's like a chicken and the egg thing. It's like, well, I don't have money to grow my business, but I can't get the money unless I grow my business. So what do you do, right? You see how that's like a loop? And if it was true, like, you got to understand, I didn't start out with money. I didn't have any money. Did you see my car with the ladder? Brandon Vaughn, who built a multi-million-dollar beast in 4.5 seasons, took a business from 100,000 in revenue up to like 3 or 4 million in revenue. He didn't have a whole bunch of money. That's not the problem, right? Because write this down. I want you to remember this. There's only 3 ways to grow your business in the first place. It's actually pretty simple. Number 1, you can get new customers, okay? Number 2, you can get more money from your current customers. Well, that's a low-hanging fruit thing that I was talking about earlier. Or you can increase the frequency at which people buy, right? So you can either go get new customers and like build a system around that, or you can build some systems on how to extract maximum money from your current customers. And then lastly, you increase the frequency at which they buy. And the thing is like, getting more money from your current customers, that doesn't cost any money to you. It's all a process switch. It's a brain flip that you have to make in your head on the how. So we're talking about the how, like how you answer the phone, how you present your pricing. What is it like when you're selling your products and services? Like, how good are you at it, right? Have you went deep enough on the how? How do you lead your team? How do you recruit employees? Like, all that stuff. It doesn't cost money. It just costs, you have to have the right information and you have to implement it. Increasing the frequency also doesn't cost money, but it makes you tons of money. If your average customer spends $1,000 a year with you and you put in some simple practical tactics that 20% of your customers like upgrade, instead of doing service once a year, they do it, twice a year or whatever, like your average value per year could go up a huge amount, and it doesn't cost money. It's just a process change. Now, getting new customers, like, I'll sort of give you that. Like, it can cost money to get new customers with paid, marketing and sales and stuff. Like, when you're pulling the lever, like, you might spend $1, but $5 or $10 fall out the bottom. So even though it costs money, it still doesn't cost money. And then there's other things like referrals and people that just find you online and people that walk up to your truck. Like, they don't cost money. So if you can look at how you get people to find you online and how you get more people to walk up to your truck and how you get 10 times more referrals than you get now, that's also a process change that leads to way more money for you. Does this sink in? Are you guys getting this? Are you guys getting this? Come on, man. I got some energy tonight. The real problem for me, like before my big epiphany, when I made some radical changes, was that I had zero clarity on like where I was going and how to get there. So I keep talking about this word how because for me, like this is the problem. People don't know how. We read all these business books, we go online, people are like, just build systems, oh, just do this, or buy this software, or do this thing. And we're just kind of like bouncing around, but we don't understand how to leverage all the different things that we're bouncing around to. We don't understand the little details, the nuances. Remember in secret number 1, the big boys, they always focus on the nuances, the little details that everybody else glosses over, right? They go deep with that. And the root cause of slow growth is confusion and overwhelm. Give me like a digital high five if you've ever felt confused and overwhelmed. It's like, that's part of having a small business, right? It's not like you're going to wake up and just have all the answers, but that confusion and overwhelm causes you to get paralyzed and to get stuck. And then it can lead to you taking bad advice from someone else because you're grasping at straws and you don't know what to do. It can cause you to just go into a bubble and be scared. It can cause you to become a victim and say that my market's really hard. It's impossible to build a business around here. It messes you up, man. It messes your brain up. And I understand because I've been there. And we all have 2 resources available to us, including you and me, to grow our business. There's only 2 things. You got time and money. And when you have no money, you invest your time. That's how it works. Whether it's learning from a course or getting mentored or getting into a mastermind group with people who are way further ahead than you or reading a book but going deep on it and focusing on the how and the nuances and working on your internal systems. That doesn't cost money. It takes time. You have to go deep. And then the luxury that comes with growing and having success is you're going to have less time but more money. Then you can use money. But it's really simple stuff. This is how you grow your business, either time or money. So how do we know when and where to use time or money? What if you had an exact visual roadmap that showed you that? What if it literally showed you that, right? The very first lesson in the Send Jim Sales and Marketing Super Course is like an hour and a half or maybe even close to 2 hours taught by me about one topic. It's called visual goal setting. And I walk you through the exact process of how in my company we exceeded our revenue goals every single year in a row that from when I started using this process. And what it does, it helps you understand those natural buying cycles and the ebbs and flows, right? And like, it's just powerful. But like, can you imagine if you could see it? What if you knew how many customers you had to get next week to be on pace to double your business? Because that number changes throughout the different months of the season, right? What if you knew how many people to hire and exactly when you'd have to prepare to hire them? What if you knew when you'd have to start interviewing in advance or when to buy equipment or how much equipment you'd need, right? Would that be powerful? What if you knew when to spend money on marketing and when not to spend money on marketing? Because there is definitely times of the year, depending on your market with your service, when you should never spend money on marketing. Like, don't do it. It doesn't make sense, right? And then you go triple down during the other months of the year, right? What if you knew exactly how many new clients per week to hit your goals every single time? That would be pretty cool, right? Give me some love in the chat. Having perfect clarity on your goals and how to reach them has to be part of your sales system. You have to get the knowledge in your brain regarding the how. I'm telling you the what. I'm telling you what has to happen, what you need to have in place, what you should focus on, but you still need the how, right? So let's summarize the 3 secrets we talked about. How to generate more sales in a month than most do all year without working more hours. How to leverage proven sales and marketing tactics in minutes without doing any of the trial and error. And that's where I explain to you the hyper-targeting, the personalization, and the multi-touch, how that works in any marketing channel. If you're going to do marketing ever, filter it through those 3 things and you'll get a huge increase in result. Secret number 3, is how even if you're broke, you can double or even triple your business fast, like in one season or less. And the fact that you don't have a lot of money has absolutely nothing to do with you achieving that, right? So can you guys see like how this will work for you? Like, are you guys getting this? Are you getting it? Let's do some more recaps. So you got to focus on the details, focus on the low-hanging fruit, replicate what other successful people are doing, focus on the things that they focus on, and go deeper than everybody else does, right? And you should only use proven tactics as a shortcut. And you keep it simple with the 3 rules: hyper-targeting, personalization, and multi-touch. Lack of money is not the issue. Having clarity on the how to do the next steps, that is the real issue, right? So can I ask you guys a question? Like some of you, because I know I'm going 100 miles an hour, I'm trying to cover a lot of ground. Some of you are like it's like drinking through a fire hose, maybe. So I'd love to show you the sales and marketing super course, right? I want to show it to you, but I want your permission. Like, I want to respect your time. Can I show you an offer? Can I make you an offer? We put together a bundle, a package, a whole bunch of stuff that's going to teach you the how. It's focused 100% on the nuts and bolts how. Is it cool with you guys if I do that? You just tell me in the chat, be like, Josh, it's cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, check it out. So the Sales and Marketing Super Course Bundle. Here's the offer. Here's what you're going to get. Here's my value proposition to you, okay? First of all, that really cool software I just showed you, you can just use it for free for 3 months. And I'm going to give you 100 free postcards to mail out, and you'll probably make a whole bunch of money off those anyway if you follow the trainings. And what you get when you're a member of Send Jim is you get Radius Bomb. Radius Bomb was that like map where I was clicking on the map and I could like click a button and mail like postcards to people. You get that. You get automatic neighbor mailings. Remember in the demo, I picked my customer's address, but then I sent a mailing to like the closest 10 neighbors of that person. You get that. You get Voicemail Bomb. Voicemail Bomb is literally free money for you. You upload your customer list, you record a message, you send it out to 500 people, and then you make a whole bunch of money, even though it takes like 3 minutes worth of work total. You also get the Relationship Marketing Suite. That's where we send the gifts and the gift cards and the greeting cards and all that other cool stuff. And then we built in a whole bunch of marketing trainings inside of Send Jim. You can have it literally for free. You can use it tonight, like right as soon as I'm done with this, right? And you'll be able to stop overcomplicating your marketing, spending your weekends door knocking, and doing any other less effective advertising method, okay? Because if you were paying attention when I showed you that, it's pretty self-evident how powerful that tool is, right? You're gonna be able to stop getting inconsistent results, which is awesome. And what if you already have a Send Jim account? That's totally cool. Don't worry, we'll upgrade your existing account when you get the Sales and Marketing Super Course Bundle, and we'll give you 3 months. Not a big deal. You can just send us a chat or an email or just let us know, and our team's looking at that anyway. So don't worry about that. What happens after 3 months? Nothing. You just do nothing, or you can click one button and cancel, right? The normal price of Send Jim is $99 a month, okay? It's not a nightmare to unclick it if you for some reason think that it's really not great for you or whatever. You just click a button and it won't bill you anything. It's super easy. Because I hate it when companies make it not easy. And here's what you're going to get. 3 months of Send Jim plus the 100 credits. Just to start off, I have a whole bunch more stuff for you. That's a $366 value. That's what other people pay, right? The next thing you're going to get is the actual Sales and Marketing Super Course. Now, if you're not familiar with exactly what this is, it's a super course. Every topic is about sales and marketing, and every session is taught specifically to the how. How do you do it? How did you do it? And the 15 different instructors that I've assembled to teach you in this course have a combined annual revenue right now of over $50 million a year. It doesn't mean that they're like legendary geniuses, although some of them are pretty stinking smart. I do gotta say, it's because they understand the how and they've implemented, and they literally share with you per their expertise exactly how to apply it to your business. Like, you watch a module, you apply it to your business, you make a whole bunch of money. It's super simple. And there's 15 instructors, like I said. It's outrageous. These people all have huge businesses. The first module I already mentioned to you is the visual goal setting module, the exact system you need to set and hit revenue goals every time. For many of the people we surveyed, this very first module was worth the entire like investment of the whole course, like just that one. And there's over 15 other ones, right? You're going to get from Brandon Vaughn, high ticket sales secrets, the exact process. He shows you the exact sales process, the binders he uses, like the presentation folders, like all like the literature and how he does it, why he does it, and the psychology behind it, and how he has an average ticket over $1,000 in an industry that's about 3 times less than that. It's pretty awesome. The value of that, $497 just for that training. It's worth more than that. I'm being generous. Kurt Kempton, okay, he has a large software company in Arizona, and he had built and sold a cleaning business in Arizona, and he teaches us how to understand and craft the perfect value proposition and why it matters. You might not even know what that means. After you watch Kurt unpack this, your head will explode, and then you'll go make a whole bunch of money. The value of that's $500. How to quickly find the missing cash in your business. This is taught by Howard Partridge. He operates a carpet cleaning business in Texas that does just under $4 million. It's 100% automated. He doesn't even live in the same state as his business. And their main driving force is referral marketing. This guy is obsessed with referrals, okay? So he teaches you and gives you documents on how like literally what his company does right now. They are a beast of a referral machine. And it's amazing. My partner, Chris Phillips, okay, how to predictably land single accounts worth over $100,000 each. He is a whale fisherman, right? Like Chris would get us accounts when we had our service company together that were worth $200,000 or $300,000 a year, just one account, because he had a process. He had a how. There's a very like step-by-step simple thing he did, and he'd do the stuff, and then we get a whole bunch of money. You're going to get a whole bunch of money after you do this stuff. Sid Graff has a cleaning company, and he has a step-by-step guide to raising your prices 20% overnight, how to do this and why it matters. The reason I asked Sid to come and teach in the super course is because last year, he literally just decided, screw it, I'm raising my prices 20%. And he built a system, a how, and he understood why he was doing it, and then he implemented it with his team. He had 0 negative effects because of the way that they did it on the phone and how they did it. They literally just took their entire customer base. He's had a company for a long time, and they just raised the prices. Instant more margin, instant more profit. It's an incredible teaching. Kevin Dabrowski is a guy from earlier in the presentation. I told you he wrote that book called $600 an Hour. He taught me about perceived value. He teaches a very powerful module in here called Smashing the Mental Barriers You Have with Pricing and Understanding the Psychology of Selling. It's life-changing stuff. Like it's next level. Kevin's amazing. He's a best-selling author. He's a high-performance coach under Brendan Bouchard. The guy's super smart. He teaches you. Just his session is super deep. It's worth a whole bunch of money. And then Brian Haggerty, Expert Sales Closes, the 7 Fatal Mistakes of Salesmen. And he has a bonus on how to market for rock star employees. He's hired over 1,000 people in his long 20-plus career in home service companies. And he's got a big, beautiful business. He shares you step by step by step his actual training process for his staff, how to sell, all kinds of crazy stuff. And then Casey Hamilton, a good friend of mine that's in a private mastermind group with me, he runs an agency that people pay him like tens of thousands of dollars to do their SEO for them. He teaches you exactly how to do it yourself if you want to. He's literally, because he's my friend, I say, Casey, will you show that? He's like, okay. He comes in here and he shows you screen share by screen share how to dominate Google from an SEO perspective and what people pay him tens of thousands of dollars to do for them, right? Lisa McQueen, one of my best buddies ever, runs a $7 million cleaning company in Australia. She gives us the complete follow-up guide and the exact system that she uses in her business right now. I think they're going to do like $9 million this year. The thing is a rocket ship. She's a best-selling author. She's a speaker. She's amazing. Lisa is awesome. Her session alone is worth a ton, right? And then my friend Tim Kroll, how to attach emotion to your service for massive profits. This is another module in the super course. Each of these modules are not like 5 minutes long. They're like several hours long, and they're broken into bite-sized chunks, and you go at your own pace. Like there's no overwhelm or anything like that. There's just a lot of value in here. Now, Tim personally helped me generate hundreds of thousands of dollars last year by adding one single emotional element to a sales video that we had for my company. He's super smart, and he helped grow an online business to $6 million a month. A month. He knows stuff. He's going to teach you stuff. My right-hand man, Derek Smallwood, who's on the webinar with me tonight. What's up, Derek? How's it going? He runs all of our Facebook ads and all that stuff. He is the integrator in our company, right? Because we have a software company now. And he's going to teach you the organizational secrets that he uses, all the digital tools he uses to keep things simple and clean and from like a team building perspective. And Gary Guyman is going to teach you how to use cold email sequences to get huge relationships. This is actually a super secret ninja trick. It costs nothing to do it, and he shows you like how to get the emails, what do you say, what software to use to automate it, and you can get contacts with property managers and realtors and all these influencers and the gatekeepers, right? Or you get through the gatekeeper to the influencer. It's amazing. That's just one session. Chris Lamborghini teaches a session on doing market research and why it matters. Now, this guy mailed over 1 million pieces of mail a year. His company did $200,000 to $300,000 a month in sales cleaning windows. Like, he started with nothing. He figured it out. He shows you how to do the research, to know where to market, when to market, all that stuff, who to market to, what to say. It's amazing. And Gary Guyman does another session. He's an AdWords expert. Last year in Gary's actual business, he has a 7-figure business. He spent $19,000 on AdWords and booked $600,000 worth of business, okay? I just want that to sink in, okay? He's going to teach you screen share, step by step, how to do it. Like, you can watch it and then push pause and then go do it and make a whole bunch of money. It's pretty awesome. And then expert copywriting secrets for home service businesses with Michael Geller, one of the smartest people that I know personally. He's read thousands of books. He is a genius when it comes to copy, the way that you word your sales literature, the way you word things on your website, all the copy. It's insane. And then Derek, my right-hand man, also does a Facebook marketing masterclass, like a 101 and a 102 version, because he is just super deep down the rabbit hole. Okay, let me come up for air here. Okay. This is a real guy named Luke. Luke has already been through the Sales and Marketing Super Course. This is what he said. The Super Course massively over-delivered. It gave me crystal clear clarity. How powerful is that? And oddly enough, really helped me sleep at night. There's no more hoping, guessing, or wishing. Now, when he sent me this testimonial, I was like, oh my God, Luke, like, how much do I owe you? Like, this is a perfect testimonial. But he's like, no, dude, I mean it. You know, it's real, like, it's true, right? And we have over 50 testimonials like this, by the way, and they're 100% authentic. You can look them up online. Luke is a power wash guy. And we have Simon. He took 63 pages of notes. And what Josh has presented here is a package of unbelievable value. If you apply 1% of what is taught, you'll make your money back fast. This guy's been around the block. He's had a business for a while, and he had 63 pages of notes going through the Super Course, okay? You have to invest in your brain. You have to learn the hows. That's what the Super Course does for you. Scott from Florida said, the very first session I watched, I was blown away. It was amazing. If I would have only taken the first module, it would have been worth every penny, but it just keeps getting better and better. Thank you so much, Scott, for that. He's talking about the visual goal setting module that I start off the course by teaching. And it's just, look, it just speaks for itself. I'm going to play you just a brief video testimonial, and then I'm going to take it from there.
These are not motivational speakers. No. There's no motivation that they're giving you. What they are giving you is a nuts and bolts how to be successful. It's like, I keep watching these, and basically they're explaining how they got to where they're at. They said, okay, we did this, and we did this, and we did this, and we did this. And they're not just saying we did this, they're explaining how they did it and why they did it. And they're successful. They are, they're leaders in their industry. And Josh keeps finding these guys are like, they're like the inner circle of inner circles. Because they are super, super successful in their field. I can't tell you how many, pearls of wisdom I have to, go back and rewatch it. And every time I rewatch it, I pick up something new. It's incredible. This is beyond next level teaching.
Isn't that powerful? Like, that's just a snippet of it. And look, I have over 50 video testimonials from home service companies just like you that have already went through the Sales and Marketing Super Course. This is life-changing information. So who will this work for? It works for everybody. I don't care if you have $1 million business right now or you're about to start a business next week. You have to have this. You need the information. The best investment you can ever make is in your own brain. Can you feel me? I mean, hear my heart here. It's true. And what you're going to get, to recap, you're going to get our actual software suite for 3 months for free and 100 cards you can send out. That's $366 value. If you add up all of the modules, the individual teaching sessions with the 15 different instructors in a variety of industries, all home service related, like the value of that by itself is well north of $8,000. And that's with me valuing the courses at a low price of like $497 a piece, right? So the total value so far is $8,815. But we have a few other things, right? Some bonuses. You're going to get Send Gym University, which is a deep, detailed training on how to make a whole bunch of money using Send Gym since you have it for free for 3 months. You're going to get the 5-round masterclass where I spend way more time and go a lot deeper into the nuances of the how to make your neighbor marketing crush so you can become a nightmare to compete with. That's a $500 value there. We have the Relationship Marketing Masterclass, which has to do with how do you use gift giving and like greeting cards to woo and find and connect with influencers. How do you use it with your employees? How do you leverage the relationships with your team and with all the doorways to all this huge business like property managers and realtors and people like that, right? I teach you how to do it because we have a process that we used in my company. I'm going to show you what we did. You're going to get Send Gym for 3 months, 100 credits, $366 value. The super course, all the sessions plus the bonus in there. There's lots of documents and downloadables and all kinds of stuff. That's over $8,000 in value. Send Gym University, plus some free credits from taking the university. The Relationship Marketing Masterclass, plus free credits for every video you watch. It gives you more postcards to send because we want to gamify and help encourage you to educate yourself so you're successful. In the 5-round Masterclass, plus you get credits for that as well. The total value of all this stuff is over $10,000, right? And if all this entire bundle did, like the super course and our software and everything we're giving you, if all it did was double your average ticket, right? Let's just say that's all. Let's say your average customer value per year is $300. What if it went to $600? What if it was $1,000 and went to $2,000? Would it be worth it? Like, just do the math. Like, math is the math is the path. Like, do the math in your head. Would it be worth it? If you actually paid $10,000, wouldn't it be worth it? Of course it would, right? What if it helped you increase your profit margin just by 10%? We're going to show you how to blow that out of the water, right? For most businesses, we can double or triple your profit margin just by understanding perceived value and the psychology of pricing and packaging and all this other stuff. But what if it just did it by 10%? Would it be worth it? Right? If you have a $100,000 a year business, you would make $10,000 back just that first season, right? It would be worth it. Or lastly, what if it helped you simplify your sales and marketing systems? Like, so you didn't have to do buffet style marketing and you didn't have to run around in fear and panic mode all the time. Would it be worth it if you just could click a button or watch a video and know everything you need to know to build a multi-million-dollar automated business? Like, is that valuable? Of course. Like, you can't even put a price on that, right? And when I put together this, which is a tremendous amount of work, by the way, although I had a lot of fun building it, I had 2 choices. There's 2 routes I could go. Number 1, I could sell this package as cheap as possible and try to get it to a gajillion people, right? The problem with that, though, is like it wouldn't incentivize my team and all the work we put into it, like to really stack on the value with all the bonuses and go as hard and as deep as we did. So we decided to go to the second option, which it requires a slightly higher investment. But in exchange, we're delivering you a life-changing, radical product that's just ridiculous, right? And we can devote more time and resources to guarantee your success. And for me, I know that that's the right path for this. So here's the question. What is a successful business worth to you, right? High margin, systemized sales machine. Like, how much would you pay to get your dream business? Can you put a price on that? Like, when you started your company and you were talking to your wife or your husband and you had this like vision of grandeur, like what would that be worth for you to have that, right? Like, for example, if you have $1 million business, right? And it varies on industry to industry, but if you were to sell $1 million business, it's going to sell for somewhere between $500,000 to $1.5 million in cash, right? If it's profitable and it's set up right. It could be more. I'm just doing an average here. But like a dream business, like $1 million automated business, you could sell it for $1 million+ and like what like what if I give you the path, right, with the exact roadmap on how to create that for you in your market? Would that be worth a $10,000 investment if I gave you $1 million business? Of course it would. So hopefully you can see why, even if I charged $5,000, which I'm not, it would be honestly and authentically an absolutely good deal, even if I did, right? And when we roll this out later and just make it evergreen and it's just sitting out there, it's going to be a $2,000 course, okay? But because you're super special and you're hanging out with me on Thursday night, and I love you, you're going to get $997. That's the price. It includes all of the stuff we just went through, right? So regardless, like, if one little nugget here you need, or if you need massive help with like 10 different areas, we've provided the roadmap and all the tools, all the experts, right? All you got to do is click the link that is going to drop down here during the webinar, or if you don't see the drop down, depending on what device you're on, go to supermarketingcourse.com/supercourse-sign up. Now, I do have some bonuses for people that are waiting, a free thing at the end, and there's some bonuses coming too as well. So I want to put the investment in perspective first, though, right? What if you were to book a call with all the people that I've rounded up to teach you in this course? Like for me, I'm one of the lower achieving people that teach in this course, and I charge $250 an hour. So you could talk to me for 4 hours, and I don't actually do one-on-one calls just to say, because I don't have time right now, but like it would cost a fortune. Like Lisa McQueen, it costs thousands of dollars to work with her. Howard Partridge, the same thing. Like these people aren't available. This course makes them available to you 24 hours a day, specifically on the topics that you need help with as a home service company owner. You need to go to supermarketingcourse.com/supercourse-sign up, and you can get started instantaneously. You can log into Send Jim right away. You're going to get all this awesome bonuses, right? And you have two choices right now. You can do nothing, not take like this little leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free because we have a money-back guarantee and all that stuff. You can do nothing, or you could pony up the small investment in your own brain, in yourself, and compared to all of the value that you're getting in return, just give it a shot. Like, be logical here. Let's put a pin in like emotion for 2 seconds. Let me take my salesman hat off and just kind of sit it over here, okay? You are getting 15 people who make $50 million a year collectively to teach you exactly how to build a machine of sales and marketing for your company, okay? You're going to get higher average tickets and higher margins. You're going to get more referrals. You're going to, every piece that has to do with revenue flowing into your company, all of it is going to get completely overhauled because of what you're about to learn from experts in their fields, right? Let's just be like non-emotional about it. Like, that's insane. This doesn't exist anywhere in the world. I created this because I see a massive need for it. I'm in this world. I ran a home service company for 10 years. I fought the good fight. I understand what it's like. And why would you want to go live another 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years without doing it the right way, without understanding the little itty bitty micro adjustments you can make that change everything? They change the game. They allow you to become an investor. They allow you to be one of the top 3% businesses. It's insane. You got to just click the link and invest in yourself. And if this course doesn't make you money, a whole bunch of money, then I don't deserve your money. I don't want your money if I can't make you a whole bunch of money. That's how a value proposition is supposed to work. And so we have a 30-day guarantee. You sign up today, right now, and if you don't like it for any reason, and I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes from now, let me know, and we'll give you your money back. It's not a big deal. We're not going to hold you hostage. We're a small family company, right? The risk is completely reversed back onto me. So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out and dig in? You can get instant access into all this stuff. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to you? If it even only does half of what I've claimed on this training, it'll pay for itself the first day that you implement just one of the hundreds of tactics covered in the super course. Like, think about that, right? And I know a lot of people are like, well, Josh, I'm really busy right now this time of year. Like, I hear you completely. It doesn't matter. You still need to do this because you have lifetime access to this course, and it doesn't matter if you can do it right this second, but you need to get in on it while it's cheap. Okay, this is cheap. It's inexpensive. Let's go over what you're going to get one more time, then I got a couple other exciting things to tell you. You're going to get Send Jim free for 3 months plus 100 credits. That's a $366 value. You get the super course all the modules, all the content, all the teachers, and all the things I told you earlier, plus the bonuses and the documents and the downloadables, that's over an $8,000 value all day long. You get SendGym University, Relationship Marketing Masterclass, the 5-round Masterclass, plus all of those courses, which are built into SendGym. They give you free postcards every time you watch one of the little modules. The total value is over $10,000 easily, okay? But when you sign up today, I'm actually gonna ship you an entire sample pack of postcards and brownies, because I want you to like get the postcards so you can see how like amazing they are. They're super ultra high quality. And I want to send you a pack of brownies just because everybody loves brownies. Like, I actually have one of the brownies on my desk right now. Oh, they're so good. And your customers love them. And you'll be able to send them to your customers for free because you have free credits when you log into SendGym. So I thought that'd be like a cool little extra bonus for you. And for the first 50 people only, here's the deal. One last special bonus, okay? And this slide says 10 people only because tonight's a smaller webinar, but we'll let it slide. We'll see. But we have these Automate, Grow, Sell binders. And what's really cool about systems is like you have to get stuff out of your head and into a binder, right? So you have to get like the thoughts in your head into a binder. So we use these binders with people in my boot camp and stuff that I help systemize their business. People are obsessed with these. It's amazing. And when you open the binder, it's full of literature and like note-taking information for the Sales and Marketing Super Course. So like as you go through and you learn things, you take notes, you'll be able to keep it in an organized binder. Isn't this awesome? Like, don't you want a business that you can automate, grow, and build it so it's sellable? Wouldn't that be sweet? Look, click the link. Don't wait. You're not going to get a binder unless you buy it right now, okay? We only have so many of them, and we do need a little bit of time, 4 to 6 weeks to ship them out. It's a little bit sooner than that because we have some extra ones, but they go really fast, and people love them. So just do it, man. Invest in yourself. supermarketingcourse.com/supercourse-sign up, or click the link. What's going to happen is, like, when you click the link, super simple. You're going to go to like this checkout page. You're just going to enter some basic information, super simple, fill it all in, and then put in your credit card and then click, yes, I want access now. Like, that's how you buy it. You click the button to say that you're buying it. And then what's going to happen, you're going to go to a thank you page, and it's like, thank you, your order's complete, way to go, woohoo, you're part of the Cool Kids Club. Then I need you to go check your email. And when you check your email, sometimes it can go in your spam. So like check your spam, give it a couple minutes, but check your email, and there's going to be a little email with a link in it that's going to help you set up your account very quickly, get your free brownies, like get your free postcards, like get into SendGym. It's going to give you access to the super course, but that will be in your email, just to be clear. So, for everybody that's been patiently waiting for the free bonuses I talked about early on, I have the private Michael Dahlke sessions, the epic webinar series, and then the curated top 50 most downloaded podcasts for the Quick Talk podcast is all about how to automate, grow, and build a sellable home service company, all nicely packaged for you. So Derek's going to drop a link right now so that you can go access that completely for free, just because I value your time and I think you're cool. Like, I like hanging out with people that love to talk about this stuff. And if you're still here, then you love to talk about this stuff too. So get started now. It's only $9.97. It's nothing. Like, what's your average job? Is your average ticket like $500 or something? If it's $500, well, then what if you got like 2 customers? Like over the whole year, then like the course was free. Like, you're gonna get like 2 more customers a day because of this course. For real, guys, we have 50 video testimonials. We could have more. We probably do have more. That's just what we got off our initial group of people that went through the course when we were putting it together. You're going to get SendGym free for 3 months. You're going to get free credits. A lot of people that have invested in this package, they go into SendGym, they watch the trainings, they get even more free credits. Then they use Radius Bomb or neighbor mailing to hyper target like certain areas, and they'll send them a postcard sequence, and they book more work off of just their first little mailing than it even costs for the entire thing. It's and I did this on purpose because I had this idea. I'm like, what if someone like invested in the course and it's like $1,000, right? $9.97. But what if they could use SendGym and like before like the credit card bill even came due? Like, what if you could have already made more than your money back by using SendGym? Like, that's insane, right? That is so cool. And if you watch the trainings, you will, I promise. You can send brownies out to your customers. You can do whatever you want. I want to remind you, the picture here, good things are going to happen. When you work with small family companies, like what we have here, when you work with people who have integrity, who care about you, and most importantly, have been in the exact place that you're in right now, who have walked in your shoes literally. I have had my electricity shut off and my basement flooded because I couldn't pay the bill. I had my wife's debit card declined in the grocery store. I've told this story so much. That the pain of that moment was indescribable for me. And building a small business is not easy. It's very, very emotionally draining. It's difficult. There's wins and then there's lows, and it's up and down and up and down. But I want you guys to understand the two main points of my entire training today. The first one is that systems is the path for you to get what you want. The second thing is that sales and marketing must be the first system you focus on. All other issues are solved by sales and marketing. You have bad employees and you want better ones? We need more revenue. We need more sales. We need better marketing. We need higher margins. We can pay better people more money. We can create a compensation package so they have a real living wage, right? You want better equipment? It's sales and marketing. You want to buy that cabin on the lake up north? You need sales and marketing. You want to scale your business to $1 million and blow it up and hire 50 people? You need money. You need scale. You need sales and marketing. This is step one. It has to be step one. And this is where people get stuck, is they don't create enough margin. They don't have enough extra money to plow back into the system. And most of them don't even have a system in the first place. This course shows you the path on how to not only project the goals that you need to hit over the next 12 months or 24 months. Like, I show you very in great detail how to set those goals and visualize them and reverse engineer them. But then after you know the path, we have 14 other instructors showing you this is how you get higher prices. This is how you raise your average ticket. This is how you get more upsells. This is how you 10x your referrals. This is how you raise your margin. This is how you use phone scripts. This is how you do Google AdWords. This is how you use Facebook marketing the right way so you don't waste your money. This is how you retarget people. This is how you write copy so that people will read it. Like, is this resonating with you? I hope you can feel the passion. I'm basically losing my voice right now. Excuse me. I've been sick for the last couple of weeks, but I'm on fire right now. If you have any questions at all, just type them in. Let us know. You can also email us at any time. And a lot of you guys, if you're like me, sometimes you just want to do a phone call. Sometimes you want to hop on the phone, 1-855-663-5937. Now it's after hours right now, but you can call and leave a message and somebody on my team will call you back and we will answer your questions, right? Like if you needed to like split the payment up into 2 payments or something, like sometimes we do that. Not in every situation. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you and we'll ask you a few questions about your business. But yeah, we can do that. Like we want to work with you, okay? So call 855-663-5937 if you have any issues, or if you did buy the super course tonight and you're not sure like where the email went or you couldn't find it or something weird happened, just send us an email or call us. You can email support@sendjim.com. Guys, I spent months and months and months of my life putting together the most legendary course ever for home service companies. You guys are my people, okay? We are blue collar entrepreneurs. We keep America running. That's what our companies do. We change our communities through the people that we hire, through the influence that we have, through the money that we give. Like the ripple effect of your business working is enormous. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be more successful. You deserve the success. But if you do not have the courage to invest in your own brain, I don't know what I can do to help you other than try to convince you that that's the best investment you could ever possibly make. The amount of money that you make right now is a direct result of what is in your brain. It's a direct result of your understanding, of your level of understanding. And if you think you've figured everything out, but you don't have the perfect business of your dreams, then you're wrong, because you can have the perfect business of your dreams, yet right now you don't have it. That's because of something in your brain. It's an information thing. You haven't learned it yet. You didn't stumble across it yet. And you're not going to learn this stuff by hanging out in a Facebook group or going like onto a forum. Like all the really good stuff that people are doing that has huge results, people don't typically share that stuff. I was in a unique position because of my podcast and because of all these deep relationships I have with a whole bunch of high achievers that I gradually accumulated over many years of networking and just being authentic and having them on my show and like getting to know them. I built up enough social capital with the teachers in the super course that they said, yes, Josh, I will share with you my best stuff. for the Sales and Marketing Super Course. They said yes, that's why. They're giving you stuff that is not out there. You're not going to find it on YouTube. It doesn't exist, right? People out there trying to give advice, the keyboard warriors, it's just such a waste of time. You have a set of cheat codes right here. It's called the Sales and Marketing Super Course. I look forward to working with you. I can't wait to see you on the inside. Again, just go to supermarketingcourse.com/supercourse-sign up or click the link. We're going to get you the binder to the first few people that signed up. We're going to get brownies and sample postcards to everybody else. You're going to get Send Jim for free for 3 months, plus a whole bunch of free credit so you can make your whole money back before, even within a few weeks. I'm excited, and I appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. I hope you got massive takeaways from the 3 secrets I shared. I've learned a lot. And a lot of what I've learned came through pain and suffering. And I always joke that I have a bachelor's degree in pain and a master's degree in suffering. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get a PhD in whatever comes after pain and suffering. This course is a shortcut. It's a cheat code. It's like a doorway to skip a couple of steps ahead, right? And you're learning from people who are absolutely top leaders in their field in a variety of home services. So that's it, guys. I've made my case. I appreciate your time. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I will see you on the inside. And if you have questions, type them in. We will reach back out to you and answer them tomorrow. If you need to leave a message, call us on the phone. We'll call you back tomorrow. Or if you want to send me an email, go to support@sendjim.com. That is the email address. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you later.